Hey everyone, welcome to the Ladies of Injustice, a podcast powered by pain, fueled by love, and driven by purpose. I'm Jeanna Kenney, coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio. My co-host,
And I'm Roberta Cleveland, coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio. Also, I'm sorry. Um, Missing women whose loved ones. Excuse me, everyone. I am a little nervous, and you're gonna be able to tell it. But we're two
it's okay,
women
Roberta.
whose loved ones were factually innocent, yet spent decades wrongfully incarcerated right here in Ohio.
Each episode will be pulling back the wrongful conviction curtain on mass incarceration and the devastating impacts these injustices have on families, especially women like us who have been fighting for our loved ones to bring them home. She's she's stuck. It's okay, Roberta.
I am stuck. I am so sorry, everyone. It's been a long day.
It's all right.
I
Just so you
had to.
guys know, we are doing this from the comfort of our homes today. Our main hope and goals are to be bringing this podcast straight from our own studio, which is why we are going to be starting our 501c3 for of Injustice. And currently, we are being presented by Epic, ensuring parole for incarcerated citizens. So, if anybody wanted to help us out so that we were able to, get the monetary funds so that we could be our own studio bringing this to you together. Um, and we're going to need that soon because we're going to be having lots of awesome, amazing guests and attorneys who will be on board with us. Turning it back
So,
to
with my apologies, today is my father's birthday, and he's been gone now for 20 years, but that's my heart. So, along with a long day's work and my mind in other places, please forgive me because this is something that's near and dear to me that we've lived. I have lived for the last 30 years, and Gina's been living with this for 20 plus years herself. Um, every 2 weeks. Did we say that? Did you already go through that? Every 2 weeks we'll be bringing these conversations.
go ahead.
And these conversations will be about those who've been wrongfully convicted, with attorneys and advocates and experts that fight for justice.
Absolutely. So that brings you our stories. Today, we just wanted to do a quick live to introduce ourselves and give you the background on why we are doing this and why we are here now and why Roberta and I care so much to help other people advocate for their loved ones.
Yeah.
So many times you hear the stories of these exonerees, but you don't hear the lived experience that came behind these exonerees. The people that have been loving them and supporting them and taking care of them and like Roberta and I doing the groundwork to try to expose the injustices that both of our husbands have been going through. So yeah, let me start by letting you know. I am Jeanna Kenney. I am the wife of Peter Kenney, who was wrongfully incarcerated as a juvenile at the age of 17. He is actually factually innocent and unfortunately was illegally detained. It was, a little bit of government corruption, but it'll all come to light eventually once we are able to get him exoneration. So for now, 24 years he's been incarcerated, like I said, since a child. His first chance at parole wasn't until 2037. By the grace of God and advocates and real justice, a Senate bill had passed where now my husband will go up and see the parole board after 25 years instead of 35. So yeah, currently still incarcerated, fighting his incarceration. We do have motion right now in the courts. August 27th, we have an oral argument, which I'm excited for because this is the first hearing that he's been able to bring all the new evidence that I had found during my own investigations into his case files to the spotlight. Um, and hopefully from that hearing, we'll get our evidentiary hearing. That's our next step. And that will definitely get us in the right place to be able to examine.
Right. And as I said before, I'm Roberta Cleveland. I'm the wife of Alfred Cleveland, who served 26 and a half years for a crime that he did not commit. He's been home for almost 5 years. October will be 5 years he's been home. And he came home on parole, actually. So he has 5 years parole. He'll be off October, and we're still fighting his exoneration. Um, we've been actually in court for his exoneration, and a new prosecutor came along and took it off the table. So we're trying to get the new prosecutor that's now in Lorraine to reconsider and to exonerate my husband. The crime that he was in there for was a young lady was killed. He wasn't here in Ohio at the time that the crime was committed, and they still incarcerated him. The story is long, y'all, and it's heavy. A lot of corruption. You know, one witness who stated he was lying for reward money. They threatened the witness. The witness got scared, wouldn't testify, came back years later, tried to testify, told the feds that he committed this crime, because it was not only my husband, it was 3 other gentlemen that's incarcerated for it. One, Lenny Edwards, is out, but 2 other gentlemen are still incarcerated for this crime. So I'm gonna have, this is my passion. And I know I'm nervous right now, so get used to me being a little nervous, but I'm gonna get used to this because people need to know what's happening, and we gotta put these stories out there. So this is what we love to do. I can't hear you, Jeanna.
I was muted. I was muting so that we could record. You wouldn't have to hear all my outside background noise. Sorry about that, y'all. Technical difficulties. This is Roberta's first time doing podcasts other than being my guest. So I'm super excited that we're able to unite together and bring this much needed conversations to you because we have a lot of ideas and a lot of great guests that we have in store to bring to the table to be able to help others advocate for their loved ones. As she said, there's always some type of foul play that happens with these wrongful convictions. My husband was factually innocent. It was said that there were 3 kids who ran from the scene, or 3 people, I should say. And to this day, my husband is the only person that is incarcerated for this crime. And he's factually innocent. I did my due diligence. I did a lot of footwork. I did a lot of investigation on my own. I brought it all to Facebook, started exposing some things that I was finding. And by the grace of God, our attorney was already well aware of his case. And when she started her own little firm, she reached out to me, and she's our shero. Her team, Kim Corral, and her team are phenomenal. And we're super excited to see the fight that she leads to be able to bring my husband home. Like Roberta, we would love to think that my husband's going to get his parole next year. But her and I know how hard it is for an individual to go in there and claim innocence. It's typically an automatic flop. And for people that don't understand what a flop is, basically it's resentencing them for the nature of their crime. It never goes away. But people do change, whether they're factually innocent or guilty. People do change, and they can change. And we have to give people meaningful opportunities at parole, at release. So even though our podcast is to shed a lot of light to the wrongful conviction world and the injustices, we're here to show the mass majority that, these are human beings, these are people, and they do deserve second chances if they're willing to fight for them.
And I want you to know there's hope. Just because he's coming home on parole, not all, I'll say a miracle happened with us, because when Al went up for parole, we still claimed his innocence, because we couldn't see him, saying that he did a crime he didn't commit just to come home. So,
right.
so many years. He made it into parole 3 times. I think that was his 3rd time. We wrote the letter. I wrote a letter telling the parole board that I was, we were just as much as a victim as the victims in this crime.
Yes.
And they granted his parole. I believe they've seen a lot of the stuff that the lawyers was working on in the case, and it made sense to them.
Yeah. So well, we hope and pray that he's home on bond fighting his case.
Pray.
That's definitely faith. Yes, a little faith from God for sure. So Roberta and I just really wanted to come on quick live tonight to introduce ourselves and tell you a little bit about our background and why we're doing this. We feel it's necessary. This podcast was born from our late night phone calls, our shared tears together, our triumphs in face of injustice, our deep belief that if we tell the truth loud enough, someone will listen, someone will hear us, and real change will come. But it's going to take all of us or none of us. So that's why her are currently trying to build our army so that we can be out there and, the hundreds and thousands and the millions to be able to get these people home. Anything else you want to say, Roberta? You want to talk about some of the episodes that we have coming up, some of the topics?
Oh, sure. And I would if I had the right paperwork.
You guys, listen, you're with us today. Roberta and I have ran into so many issues trying to get this going live. Unfortunately, until we are 60 days, our page isn't active for 60 days on Facebook. We can't go live from there. So for now, it is an epic presentation until we get our 501c3. So we are building our YouTube too. So yes, we need lots of followers on our Facebook and our YouTube to be able to utilize our stream to be able to stream to those destinations. We apologize. Things have changed since I last used this stream program.
But the most important thing is we're still here. We're going strong and we're not giving up. We got adversity here. We push it past it.
Through all them obstacles.
Right. Do you have the list of the?
I think I do. Somewhere here.
I'm looking. Okay.
Yeah, so just briefly, we plan on doing some parole episodes about the parole policies and procedures. We want to do a how to advocate for your incarcerated person. We want to cover, juvenile justice. We want to cover so many dynamics around the mass incarceration piece. It just doesn't start or end with the wrongful convictions when it comes to ladies in justice. We'll be digging deep into a lot of different type of things. If you'd love to be a guest, please reach out to us on ladiesofinjustice@gmail.com. We would love to hear your story and get you lined up to be a guest. Shout out to Tony Viola. Viola, I see you are here. Yes, we are live. It'll be every other Tuesday at 7 o'clock. We will be prompt. Today was just a gimmick. Like I said, Roberta had a stressful day. I've had a lot on my plate today, so we just wanted to come here briefly. As a matter of fact, I'm running on battery life right now, so I want to end this and make sure that it goes all the way through and we don't cut out on you. But Tony, thank you. Tony and his friend donated some funds to us so that we can get a portion of our streaming service paid. But like I said, we are definitely looking to get our own studio. We need more equipment. And then the streaming aspect, it was not cheap. So we want to be able to bring this out in the masses. So we kind of need this StreamYard platform to be able to do so. So if anybody's willing to donate, please reach to us, ladiesofinjustice@gmail.com. We can get you all that info. It is tax exempt. It is being presented by a 501c3. So you'll be able to get that little write-off.
And I just want to say, I see you, Heidi, and thank you for your support.
Yes, thank you. Thanks, Heidi. We appreciate you. Thank you. So yeah, we just wanted to bring our faces to the forefront and the light. This is who we are. We are super excited to get this podcast going. We promise the next episode and moving forward will be so much more, a little bit more organized and thorough.
Yes.
Roberta and I weren't even sure if we were going to be able to go live. We were having some technical issues with getting our faces to you, so we wanted to make sure we brought that straight to the front line to you.
Yes.
Any last minute remarks, Roberta? We just make this one short and simple. If anybody wants to learn more about Al, Roberta, how can they learn about Al's case?
Would you say the Free Ohio 4?
www.freetheohio4.com. I know the legal beagles of his case put a lot of great stuff up on that website, a lot of evidence and a lot of all kinds of stuff. So go check out that website. If you want to learn more about Peter Kenney and his innocence, we have a 9-minute documentary currently on YouTube. We just surpassed our 5K views. So super excited about that. I worked hard to get those there. You can find that at I Cannot Be Broken, the story of Peter Kenney on YouTube. Also, go like and follow us. We are on Facebook at Ladies of Injustice. We're on Instagram at Ladies of Injustice. We are also starting YouTube at Ladies of Injustice. We did have a request. Someone asked us to come to Twitter. I'm not a Twitter person, and I know Roberta's not either, but we will try to figure it out. No promises.
Also, my husband, Alfred, and a couple of updates, honorees started a group called Voices of Injustice, which we might be a little spin-off of, guys. We might invite a little bit, but they're doing a play at the Playhouse Square, Lynched Among Us, September the 5th, and we're going to put information up there about that. If anybody want to go, it's their stories. You know, it's what we've been through, what we've lived through. So we're going to put that information up there too. So September the 5th, don't forget, at the Playhouse Square.
We will come back with a link to how you can purchase those tickets after we end the live Playhouse Square.
Yes.
Again, pardon our madness, you guys. We really appreciate everyone who showed up tonight. I know everyone was waiting. We promise you next week's going to be next one is going to be so much better in 2 weeks. So make sure you come back and join us. Any closing remarks, Roberta?
I just want to thank everyone for all their supports, the prayers that they put out there, and just know that you are appreciated. You haven't been gone, looked over, not one bit. We've always been here thanking you, and we appreciate everything that you do for us and all the love and support that you give to us.
And people, friends, family, the whole 9 yards. Just remember, we're not just telling stories, we're building an. So tune in, speak out, and stand with us, because when we fight together, we win together. We are the Ladies of Injustice.